there hasn't been a new asset class since the bond market was created in 1693. Well, now there's a new asset class, and it is the digital asset space. The question is, are you participating? Hey, what's going on, guys? It's the Crypto Siege with another day in the life, in the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Happy Saturday to you. Apologize. I've been really, really busy all day today. Just my first chance to get a video out, but I wanted to do something just really, really quick. And then we'll cop on a little bit later on as well to cover some other stuff. So interesting stuff, kind of a tweet back and forth with David Schwartz and Mac Attack on Twitter. Wanted to share his response, David Schwartz's response to a couple of questions. And I think it actually might have started with XRP Darren, but I have to kind of verify that. But in any case, I wanted to share just a little bit about this, and then to talk about this new board member at Ripple. We'll see about that one as well. So guys, listen, this is your XRP Ripple daily news in 0 to around 10 minutes. All right, let's do this. So David Schwartz, and this is on heraldsheets.com. Shout out to the people from heraldsheets.com. Contributing author is Toby Loba. So anyway, David Schwartz, people have largely lost the ability to separate facts from reality about XRP. So it's an interesting little write-up here. Very, very interesting write-up. So we'll go over that just to give you guys a little bit of information. The CTO at Ripple, David Schwartz, has recently shared his thoughts on the conspiracy theories popping up in the crypto space about XRP, the fourth largest digital asset by market capitalization. Okay, this came about after an XRP community member identified on Twitter as XRP Darren. So it was XRP Darren. He asked to know David Schwartz's opinion regarding the conspiracy theory centered on the Ripple's digital token XRP. This is what XRP Darren said. Interesting. So he shared this. David Schwartz, what are your thoughts regarding, this is XRP Darren asking, what are your thoughts regarding the conspiracy theory online subculture that centers itself around XRP? It's a good question. I got to go to the Discord too. Fame21, XRP Darren's Discord to see if they got more talks about this. But that centers around XRP. It must be odd to help create a digital asset and watch a large group of people have blind faith that it is the solution to most of the world's problems. Wow. David Schwartz shares his thoughts. In response to XRP Darren's concern, Ripple CTO David Schwartz acknowledged the existence of conspiracy theories around the XRP with the crypto community, stating it might be a sign of our times. He further by suggesting that those spreading conspiracy theories have possibly lost the ability or desire to separate facts from reality. I think it's also to some extent a sign of our times. Conspiracy theories of all kinds are popping up everywhere, and it seems people have largely lost the ability to separate facts from reality, or maybe even, in parentheses, at least in some cases, the desire to separate the facts from reality. David Schwartz responded, and this is the kind of the tweet. Right? It's an interesting thing. Shout out to XRP Darren, Fame20more, at Fame20more on Twitter. Guys, go check out this Patreon, check out his Discord. Great stuff over there. Really love it. In the same thread of tweets, Schwartz stressed the necessity of making in-depth research before coming to a conclusion, which he said seems impossible for people. Now, I think this is what he actually wrote. He wrote, David Schwartz wrote, I do think, David Schwartz wrote, this is what David Schwartz tweeted out, I believe. I do think it's a real problem that we tell everyone to do your own research when it's nearly impossible to do that. The investment required to have an informed opinion about almost anything in this space is massive. Side note, I'm so glad that David Schwartz said that. The investment required, and that's what it really is all about. This is why I say, and I said on the stream last night, I believe I said this last night on last night's stream, so proud, you guys should be proud of yourself. Listen, the investment of time, energy, and resources to be where we are, to hodl XRP and other digital assets in this space requires a certain stick-to-itiveness that you should be proud of. And this is another example of that as well. So the investment required to have an informed opinion about almost anything in this space is massive. Another thing to watch out for, if something is implausible, it's almost certainly not true. But it's very easy to make up things that are totally false, but entirely plausible. In fact, unless you're a fool, that's pretty much the only way to make things up that might be believed. So don't think that something you hear, if plausible, is likely to be true. People who make things up are often careful to make them plausible. And that is the genius. That is Joel Katz. That is the genius that is Joel Katz, and I like that. Shout out to him for taking the time to respond. And I think it's really, really important, you know, that I think it's a massive, I can't wait to meet him, David Schwartz. I think it's incredibly generous that this guy, that Joel Katz, at Joel Katz on Twitter, David Schwartz, CTO at Ripple, takes the time to respond to people's concerns. I think it's massive. I think it's huge. Right, the dude's got some stuff to do, right? Got a lot of things going on. And, you know, that he takes the time to respond to people, I think is, you know, that's massive. That's awesome. That is, again, very generous of his time to the community. It's one of the things I love so much about the company Ripple. So here's Matt Hamilton shares his opinion about misinformation around XRP. I've seen the name Matt, not sure who he is. Matt Hamilton, a software developer, also shared his opinion regarding people misunderstanding XRP and also helping to spread the misinformation, citing one of the posts shared by BitMEX Research. He wrote, "This is a major problem. The number of people I encounter that hold up blog posts and news articles of complete twaddle to support their mistaken views of XRP. The BitMEX Research post is a prime example." BitMEX. You and I both spent time debunking that 2 years ago, and it's still there. And it is still there. So listen, shout out to David Schwartz at Joel Katz on Twitter for taking the time again to answer people's concerns, address people's concerns. Shout out to XRP Darren for looking to get some insight. And now I've noticed that it's probably another 3 or 5 people shouting out to Joel Katz, you know, seeing if he will respond to those, right? He responds to the ones that have merit to it, right? Merit. And he's certainly not going to fall for some stuff that might, you know, lean one way towards getting himself in trouble in terms of NDAs and those things. So again, shout out to Joel Katz and the XRP Darren. Speaking of XRP Darren, I'm a little curious about this. I got this in the Patreon, and anyway, so we'll see. I'm sure he won't mind, but you know, got this. You know, look, new member, new board member, new board of director. Okay, new board of director. New board of director. Okay. And so when you click on a link, this is the Ripple board of directors link. So new board of director. In any case, I clicked, you can see here, his name is below Craig Phillips, Bruce Hempbill. But when I go to the link that he has attached here, and I went to it twice, I'll go again. He's not on there. You got the genius that is Chris Lawson, the savvy businessman. You got the genius that is Susan Athey, right? Professor of economics at Stanford Graduate School of Business. You got Brad Garlinghouse. Interesting that they separated them two by Susan Athey. Anyway, so this is right? Board of Directors. You see that? Board of Directors. So in any case, there's Brad. There's Ken Curson, interesting guy to have on the board. Then of course, there's Ben Lawsky, a genius move, in my opinion, to get him on the board of directors. Anya Manuel, former diplomat, author, and advisor on emerging markets. Anya Manuel is co-founder and partner along with former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice. Interesting board member. Mr. Yoshitaka Katao, or as we like to say, Katao-san. Craig Phillips, and then there's nothing. So any case, so we shall look on the standby and see what is the deal with this guy, Bruce Hemphill. So in any case, there that is, guys. I wanted to bring that to you guys' attention. Shout out again to Joel Katz and XRP Darren for sharing, asking some interesting questions. And shout out to Harold Sheets. You know, they just looked at the Twitter and they just grabbed a couple of tweets and went out and made an article. That's the world that we live in. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap up this video like I do all of my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya.